Hello, SAP Community. Warm welcome to our SAP Community call today. I'm very excited to already having 41 viewers here in our stream, our live stream here on YouTube. Very warm welcome and thank you all for joining. My name is Lena. I'm part of the SAP Community team, and I'm more than thrilled and excited to host this SAP S/4HANA 2022 release community call today, together with my two colleagues from the SAP S/4HANA Product Engineering, Yannick Peterschmidt and Christian Vogler. Warm welcome to you two.
Thank you.
We are covering the latest and greatest of innovations for SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition and SAP S/4HANA. It's the 8th release in a row for SAP's Digital Core. And we have a lot to cover, so let's get started right away. I will share my screen. Let me know when you can see it.
Yes, we can, Lena.
All right, perfect. Right, let's get started first of all with a short legal disclaimer, because of course this is not set in stone, the content that we're going to present. It's all still subject to change, and we're also not talking about any agreement, licensees or licensee agreement topics. Agenda-wise, we'll have a lot to cover, and Yannick is starting with a little bit of an overview, introduction, and then we're going into different areas like artificial intelligence, data to value, digital transformation, Industry 4.0, digital age, user experience. We'll also cover different industries, selected industries, cross-components like master data, and also some further information or hints where to find further information. And we'll also, of course, have some time for Q&A. And the Q&A will happen here in YouTube in the chat. And the chat is also here for commenting and letting us know where you're tuning in from, how you're feeling today. So more than welcome to use the chat actively during the next 60 minutes. And I'm handing over to Yannick for an introduction, because we're all interested in SAP's strategy, the release strategy, and the latest innovation that come with this release update.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lena. And first of all, thanks for having Christian and myself and hosting again the product success organization from the engineering on a community call. It's always a pleasure to be there and to talk about great innovation that has been shipped very recently for all SAP's customers working with SAP S/4HANA Private Cloud or SAP S/4HANA On-Premise. And I think we hosted the same call last year, but believe it or not, this is already the 8th release in a row of SAP S/4HANA. And let me start with a central and I think very consistent message since day one. And day one, I mean the first release in 2015. We enable our customers to become an intelligent and sustainable enterprise. And we bring together a comprehensive portfolio of solutions, so LOB solutions, industry solutions, technologies in service to our customers' business process needs. That is what we do. And it starts, as you see here below, with our platform, the BTP platform, the business technology platform that provides the foundation for application integration, for extensions in the cloud, integration to cloud and on-premise, and of course into a very robust ecosystem of partner solutions. Then, of course, the industry-leading business applications that works together, spanning front-end and back-end system that only SAP can provide. You know, SAP is obviously leaders in all the industries we're serving with our ERP. And this come together to provide customers the end-to-end industry-specific business processes that they need to run as an intelligent and sustainable enterprise. If we go next, we could start with a quiz and ask our audience the questions on how many innovations they think we're shipping with 2022. And I can only see Lena and Christian, and I know that they know the answer. I will give the answer here. It's 873 new innovations coming with SAP S/4HANA 2022 release over different categories. Obviously, innovation in the applications, in the industries, administration of the system, administration of the database, API, authorization, business processes, CDS views, configuration, data management, development, extensibility, workflows, you name them. SAP S/4HANA Cloud Private Edition and SAP S/4HANA for the 2022 release brings innovation to all the lines of business at all levels of the applications. You might note in our presentation that some are already available for SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud. We know that many of our customers are using both in a hybrid model, connecting headquarters to subsidiaries with a headquarter on premise or in private cloud and subsidiaries on public cloud. And the public cloud, following a strategy of develop once, deploy twice, the public cloud customers get most of the time the innovation first, and they've been compiled for the private cloud and on-premise customers with the 2022 release. For example, manufacturing. Based on our conversation with many customers, industrial manufacturers need to accelerate the innovation process in two directions. Number one is to drive new solution and establishing new business model. And the number two is redefining the operational model to adapt faster to a new marketplace. And today we'll share more details about some of those 800 innovations, not all of them. And with that, back to you, Lena.
Thank you, Yannick. Next topic up is artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is really the umbrella term for technologies that allow machines to identify, to understand, to act, and to learn. And the two main examples here are definitely machine learning and robotic process automations. In the realm of SAP S/4HANA, it helps organizations and employees especially to reduce redundant and more repetitive administrative tasks. So employees can focus more on creative idea creation and critical thinking. And Christian is having that topic covered.
Thanks, Lena, and also welcome from my side to this artificial intelligence. And I like to go a little bit deeper now into the innovations for selected innovation, what we bring with the 2022 release. And the business processes for artificial intelligence also incorporate innovations, technologies, such as machine learning, what Lena say, but also voice recognition, and also what Lena say, also task automation. And in this example, I start with our roadmap to automate routine tasks. And here we continue to shift to low-touch sales order processes with the automatic sales order creation for unstructured data. The background here is that a significant amount of sales orders are captured from unstructured formats like PDF formats, for example. And with these features, the system, the SAP S/4HANA system, automatically extracts data from this PDF file and determines master data, for example, the sold to party from the extracted data. And here we leverage the intelligence innovation to decrease manual efforts by automatically extracting additional information about sales orders from unstructured data, order request data. And the embedded field view highlight extracted data by default, and you can fly over a highlighted area to show an extracted file. And this is the new innovation, as you can now open the purchase order file of a sales order request in an embedded split screen and check the file content together with the sales order request. And in addition, of course, key user can now enable duplicated check on uploaded file. And after a duplicated check is enabled, an error appears if you upload the same file a second time. And at the end, if you want to automate the creation of sales order request from an email attachment, you can also enable a bot in SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation Factory. In the next slide, I will move to one innovation for the public sector. And in this innovation, I like to talk about clustering. When you are trying to learn about something, for example, customer with late payments, one approach can be to look for significant groups or collections. And in machine learning too, we often group examples as a first step to understand data set in a machine learning system. And grouping unlabeled examples is called clustering. And with this 2022 release, customers will be automatically grouped based on having similar risk of late payment risk reason. And just to explain a little bit the process, we have 3 steps. We have the first step is the input, and the input here has the business partner data, the event history, and external events, for example. And the next step is the intelligence scenario. Here we have the target variable, feature logic, machine learning model setup, and also machine learning model optimization. This means training and prediction. And the output are scores, influencing factors, and the intelligent clustering. And in this release, the late payment clustering is a new scenario, and clustering results will be accessible using a card in a new SAP Fiori app. The name is At-Risk Customer Overview. Now I like to move to the next innovation, and this innovation is in supply chain. And with this 2022 release, the newest release of the product SAP S/4HANA Supply Chain for Extended Service Part Planning, in other words, ESPP, is shipped. And just one remark from my side, ESPP is not a successor of the service part planning product on SAP SCM, but they are comparable from a functional point of view. And we have also an SAP note, which will list the major difference between the 2 products and also list the new capability included in SAP S/4HANA. Supply chain forecasting is looking at past data about product demand to help make business decisions around planning, budgeting, and stock inventory. And the new gradient boosting of decision tree model is useful in demand planning when several external conditions are to be considered during the forecast calculation. And with this 2022 release, you can now select the gradient boosting of decision tree model as a forecasting model. It allows you to set up additional independent variables to use them during the forecasting service, which can lead to increased accuracy. And for this new model, an additional external time series must be uploaded and maintained for the relevant time horizon. And my next and last slide for the artificial intelligence is for asset management. In the maintenance notification app, you can maintain the required information to perform a maintenance job, and you can also maintain the related details, reference documents, and materials. And the machine learning features here in the Add Malfunction Detail and Damage Detail section provides appropriate damage code and object part as part of the value help. And you can view the proposed damage code and object part for an existing maintenance order also. And the damage code and object part suggestions are based on the information available for the notification, such as notification type, description, plan, functional location, equipment number, short text, and long text. An additional object part is also one of the influence factor for the predicting damage code. So I go back to Lena to introduce the next section.
Thank you, Christian, for the overview on artificial intelligence. Coming up next is data to value. So it's really about data insights and how organizations can translate and transform data into value. Super crucial and interesting topic for our customers because data is a very valuable resource for organizations. It is crucial for employees to have access to data in order to verify and come up with new ideas and prove, for instance, also hypotheses, right or wrong. Yannick is going to tell us more about the innovations.
Yeah, thanks, Lena, for introducing the topic. Needless to say that the power of analytics is an integral part of all end-to-end processes. And it's obvious because it just makes business process better. I would even say every business process should start with analytics and end with analytics. You start to analyze the situation, you correct the situation, and at the end, it's a step towards automation. We'd like to share three examples of data insights, how to leverage the power of analytics as part of the end-to-end processes, of course, with SAP technology. The first one is in the area of maintenance planning, and it's about the CDS views and virtual data model. Let's start with definition. The so-called virtual data models, or VDM here, it forms the basis for data access in SAP S/4HANA. For example, an analytical application and an APIs together. The VDM is represented technically by a CDS view, the core data services view. In the example here of maintenance planning, there's we ship a new view called C main plan schedule of query. Don't need to remember that. And it's available to generate a report of proactive maintenance orders and maintenance notification for a set of equipment, functional locations, or assemblies. And there's a second CDS views that is more on the maintenance planning scheduling, which is available to generate a report of the proactive maintenance as well. What benefits are provided there? Well, you get a visual representation of the result of the analysis with a graphical representation of dimensions like the maintenance plan, category against measures like open compared to completed calls. Very helpful, I think, for maintenance planners. Another benefit, of course, is that it gives you access to different reports with preset filters through a single click from the application. Applying the filters and dimension, the measures from the start, you can save, of course, a significant amount of time. You can save your own variant and to help you take decision quickly instead of spending time setting up the application to do exactly the same. If we go to the next example, it is in the finance area, and finance is obviously the backbone of every business and every company in every industry. And financial close is a long process associated with tedious, error-prone tasks, supported by intense pressure to close the book as fast as humanly possible. And we all know that we all humans comes to normal limitation and needs support of software, or software can help in automations. And for that, we can introduce this innovation here. Advanced valuation in financial accounting provides new programs for carrying out mandatory valuation activities at period and close. In accordance, for example, with accounting standards such as IFRS 9, advanced valuation in financial accounting covers discounting, foreign currency valuation, impairment, reclassification. And the capabilities of advanced valuation in financial accounting are available as an app and as a backend transaction as well. And you can find this new function in the app called Schedule General Ledger Jobs in form of the following job templates. You can have a post-discounting of long-term assets and liabilities, advanced foreign currency valuation, post-credit risk-based impairment, and post-PS reclassifications. Let me give you a few useful features there. You can find the new functions in the app schedule in form of the following job template that I named already. What are the benefits? It's a framework to handle all valuation processes. It offers a very simple and flexible configuration. It supports out-of-the-box parallel accounting and posting, and really is a link between the valuation journal entry and the original journal entry. And we have a third and last example in this data insight category, which is in the area of environmental management. And first, I'd like to give you some background here. According to the 2015 Climate Summit in Paris, the International Committee agreed to limit the temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius when possible, and to keep it below 2 degrees overall. This can be achieved only if global greenhouse gas emissions are reduced and controlled. With this SAP S/4HANA release, you can create an environmental report and get a summary of the available environmental data from your SAP system. This app provides an entire framework for creating summary report that can serve as guidance on how to create environmental summary reports, kind of templates if you want. And you can use the reports to fulfill legal reporting requirement, management internal reporting requirements if you need. And in addition to reports containing current environmental data, you can also make a snapshot of projections, so projected environmental data based on the setup of compliance activities for the future period of the company. So the app provides an example template for managing greenhouse gas reports in addition. Wanted to mention that. What do we deliver? A complete solution for greenhouse gas reports, such as a standard sample for corporate greenhouse gas reporting, an example of introduction of additional reports through extensibility options for the customer project base. I think this was the third example in this area of analytics, of data insights. And with that, I'm handing over to you, Lena, to introduce the next chapter.
Thank you, Yannick, which is digital transformation. Christian will tell us more about it. Digital transformation, by that, we mainly mean the next generation of business processes that are inherently part of SAP S/4HANA. What is new with that, Christian?
Thanks, Lena. I selected in this section few examples concerning the next generation of business process integrally part of SAP S/4HANA. And starting with the intercompany sales process, which allows two affiliate companies and an external customer to participate in a single intercompany process. Now with the advanced intercompany sales process, the system automatically creates the following additional business documents. You have a purchase orders from the selling company and a sales order in the delivery companies. To explain a little bit more, let's take an example here. A local sales office sells to a customer and the goods are delivered from a plan which is assigned to another company code directly to the customer. And a standard sales order initiates the entire process, which is integrated also into the value chain monitoring. And for the transfer of control of goods between the affiliate company and the customer, the system uses a new introduced valuated stock in transit. And here we have a seamless end-to-end process, highly automated and also embedded into the following area. It's only an example. We have integration into product compliance, in trade compliance, in profitability reporting across legal entities, product costing, and also group reporting and consolidation. In my next example, on the next slide, we will investigate one innovation in finance. Large companies are always looking to improve their asset management and cash flow processes, and in-house banking provides one way to do so. In-house banking for SAP S/4HANA is an embedded capability for advanced payment management. And it's allowed you to create an internal bank on the corporate on the corporate side. And with this internal bank, subsidiary or departments that are part of the group or corporate can open and maintain internal bank accounts. And from the subsidiary perspective, these accounts are house bank accounts and can be used in the same way as the external house bank accounts. Key benefits here, for example, I select only two benefits is you can centrally monitor the payment, and you can also centrally monitor the cash situation for internal bank accounts, including, this is important, consideration of internal limits. In the next slide, I like to show you two innovations for manufacturing. A control cycle defines the relationship between the demand source, such as a production line in production, and the supply source, such an external supplier or a warehouse or an internal warehouse. And here we control the material quantity in production, and we define a loop between demand sources and supply sources for recurring replenishment. And with this 2022 release, you can evaluate your Kanban control cycle with focus on the status of the circulating Kanban containers. And this enables you to identify critical situations early and quickly, for example, for Kanban control cycles containing errors or having too many open replenishment. And you first get insight into the overall Kanban replenishment situation on the aggregate level. In this slide, for example, on the screenshot here, and at the plant level. And of course, you can also then drill down to the detail at Kanban control cycle level. Now moving to the second innovation for manufacturing on the next slide. And with this new 2022 release, we introduce the production integration portal. The purpose of this production integration portal is to enable the integration of a variety of relevant information sources to SAP S/4HANA Manufacturing for production engineering and operation, with the objective to directly reuse this information during the design phases of your production process. Let me explain a little bit deeper here. During the product engineering phase, you do not work only on the EBOM that contains the individual components required to make an end product, but you probably also spend a lot of time and effort in the creation of a 3D visual model. And this model not only contains the component, but also the dimension and detailed instructions that are required to assemble the part or process instructions. Such information is also required in the shop floor routing to facilitate the creation of a detailed production process. And the production integration portal provides you with the necessary tools to be able to integrate engineering data from the external system to SAP S/4HANA Manufacturing for production engineering and operation, and then create a mapping between the source file and the corresponding production engineering and operation target objects. And the production engineer can then consume directly this information to model the production process. Back to Lena to introduce the next chapter.
Thank you, Christian, for the overview. Coming up next is our Industry 4.0, the game-changing technology that plays a critical role in the digital transformation and also business transformation. Yannick will tell us more about it.
Yeah, thanks, Lena. So we'll talk here a bit about the fourth industrial revolution and how SAP can serve that or drive that change. Industry 4.0 primarily described the vision of an optimal industrial productions, where ERP definitely plays a central role. It is all about increasing interconnectivity, and it's about smart automation. And we'd like today to share only 3 examples, but there would be more, to illustrate how SAP is leading this change. So we start here with an example in extended warehouse management with the work in process management. Work in process can be unfinished items that are in the middle of the manufacturing process and can be held in storage until they are requested for a follow-on manufacturing operation. And in a manufacturing plant, due to planned or unplanned delays between the manufacturing operation, output of the previous operation can be provided for the next operation immediately. Therefore, it's necessary to store work in process stock in a warehouse for a period of time, for example, to save space in a production line. And this releases offers an innovation exactly in that area where you can store those unfinished items in your warehouse that are in the middle of the manufacturing process until they are really requested for follow-on manufacturing operations. The second Industry 4.0 innovation we'd like to share is about warehouse robotics. And I think it's one of my preferred innovation of all with 2022. SAP Warehouse Robotic automates the warehouse operation using robots to move handling units from source storage bins to destination storage bins. SAP Warehouse Robotic is a product that is built on SAP BTP. You should know that. So you can use it to automate your warehouse operation using those robots to do the move we described. And with this release, EWM, so Extended Warehouse Management, provide the following capabilities for the integration of SAP S/4HANA with SAP Warehouse Robotics. So it allows the SAP Warehouse Robotics to read warehouse orders and tasks. It allows the assignment or unassignment of a resource that is mapped to a robot to or from a warehouse order. It helps set the warehouse order status in process when a robot starts processing the warehouse order. It helps confirm warehouse tasks or orders when a robot finishes processing the warehouse orders. And it helps assigning a queue to a warehouse order with exceptions. So exactly as we said, it's all about automating processes, automating the conjunction and the end-to-end process seamlessly between and BTP application like SAP Warehouse Robotics and SAP S/4HANA. If we go to our next example in this Industry 4.0 chapters, it's about the direct transfer migration approach for EWM in SAP S/4HANA. So we obviously stay in the same area. And with this 2022 release, it is now possible to migrate data from SAP EWM system to extended warehouse management in S/4HANA using the direct transfer approach. The target system can be either EWM embedded into SAP S/4HANA or a decentralized warehouse management or EWM based on SAP S/4HANA. You can then also migrate number range statuses using a report. In addition, using extended warehouse management migration object have been enhanced, and the new extended warehouse management migration objects are then available. Besides that, remote audit APIs are now available for the most important business object in EWM. These standard APIs enable developers to access and consume data in SAP S/4HANA more easily. For the following business object, standard audit APIs are available, like warehouse order, warehouse task, warehouse resource, warehouse storage bin, warehouse inbound delivery, warehouse outbound delivery, and the list is of course long, but we have only 60 minutes. So back to you, Lena.
Thank you, Yannick, for the overview. Next topic, next different area here that we like to discuss is digital age user experience. SAP Fiori is part of SAP S/4HANA, and it provides an easier, more intuitive way to run SAP applications in an organization. It focuses on intelligent, consistent, and an integrated user experience for your organization, and it helps to redefine the way you work, the organization works, in the age of digital transformation. And we'd like to hear more from Christian about the latest innovations.
Thanks, Lena. So I will start also with finance, and in this innovation is related with the advanced intercompany process that I have explained in the digital transformation section. And here we have the integration of finance in the value chain monitoring. And you have here a screenshot here on this innovation. And you can display here the end-to-end business process as a list or a graphical flow diagram on document or item level. It's exactly what you see here on the screen. And you use this app to track all relevant steps for the advanced intercompany sales, advanced intercompany stock transfer, and sale from stock with valuable stock in transit business processes. And this app provides you with a detailed overview of all relevant steps and documents in this entire long intercompany process. And the business benefit here is very clear. Here we increase the transparency of all document and data in the system, and also we increase the cross-team collaboration. The next selected innovation on the next slide is for manufacturing, and this app was previously known as Monitor Work Center Schedules. And with this enhanced tab, you get an overview of the operation performed at your work center by visualizing the schedule over a time period. And you can use this app now to plan the optimum utilization of pacemaker work centers by matching their capacity with those of the orders that have to be dispatched. I like to go to the next innovation is in supply chain. And with this new SAP Fiori app, you can analyze and monitor good movement postings for one or more material in defined date ranges. And the app displays stock quantities and value at the defined analytical start and end date. And the detail page provides a comprehensive analysis of all goods movements which happen during the defined date range. And this app supports you, for example, as an inventory manager in your daily work. The next innovation is for sales. And the process sales order app was renamed to sales. No, I'm synchronous. Okay. The process sales order app was renamed to manage sales orders version 2. And this app offers now a list of sales order with filters, options, and actions as an entry point, similar to the managed sales order app. And you can also create and change sales order directly in the app. The Create Sales Order app tile is also part of this app. And in addition, the functionality to create, to change, and to display sales order was also enhanced on header and item level. And you can, for example, work with schedule line. You can easily check product availability via ATP, or you can also change partner address directly from this new app. And moving to my last selected innovation for this 2022 release, and here concerning the user experience, and it's about product compliance. And the goal here is that with the 2022 release, we enable the label management functionality for SAP S/4HANA. And the idea here is that label data management, label determination, and process integration will be done directly in SAP S/4HANA. And the label design and printing will be done via partner solutions. And with this, we are bringing together the best of both worlds. First, the data management and process integration in SAP S/4HANA, and the best class label design and printing from partner solutions. And here we have two key features: the management of compliance requirements for labels. And with this feature, you can view, create, and edit compliance requirement for the labels. And the second innovation here is the assignment of label configuration, what you've done before, to the product. So go back to Lena.
Thanks a lot. Next topic on our agenda is selected industries. We now had an overview of innovations for most of our lines of businesses and already some examples of industries like in manufacturing, sales, finance, public sector. But Yannick is now giving us a more detailed overview of innovations in selected industries.
Yes, Lena, thank you. And we have actually selected 3 industries. The first will be retail, then we'll talk a little bit about innovation in oil and gas, and the third one will be utilities, an industry that we all know well because we're definitely customers or end customers. Let's start with retail. Actually, retail and wholesales. They're two of the sectors most affected by digitalization. And let's start with a fact that 2/3 of retail companies sell their product both online and via traditional brick and mortar retail. Only 1/4 still sell exclusively stationary. I was surprised reading that. It says that companies that rely on online retail generate between 30 and 50% of their sales with this channel. And needless to say that the importance of this channel will continue to grow, explode in the future. So, innovation in this area, key things to know about this application. First, the ability to display customer order information in the Receive Product app. This is a new feature with which you can enable the good receipts entry process in the Receive Product application app for specific customer account, assigned purchase order, or a stock transfer order. Once the good receipt is posted, the corresponding picking request status of the specific customer order is updated automatically. Another app is the ability to deliver the completely indicator of the Receive Product app. This feature enables you to set the delivery as completed using the delivery complete indicator in the Receive Product application. In the enable purchase to order process activated, the status of the picking request header is updated when you set the delivery as completed. And the third app is the ability to navigate to the process picking request app. With this innovation, you can enable the goods receipt entry process in the Receive Product application for specific customer account, assigned purchase order, or a stock transfer order. Once this is posted to the good receipt, the corresponding picking request status of the specific customer is updated. With that, I'd like to move to our second industry, which is, as said, the oil and gas industry. And the main challenge for oil and gas customers is to produce crude oil and refined product at a lower cost to remain competitive. But the side of that we know more as end user is, to lower the carbon emission and lower the risks. SAP S/4HANA with this release can help there. We know about significant challenges that are testing the agility and the adaptability of energy and natural resource companies. We know about those changing regulations, evolving customer expectation to extreme weather events, global health crisis, etc., as just said. To succeed there, we have innovation that we'd like to share for the energy and natural resource industry. With the transactional app Production Cockpit, in your role as a hydrocarbon analyst in the SAP application, you can view the allocation status of the production network in your own responsibility area. The statuses can be the readiness check required, the ready to allocate, error status, or the allocation run status, depending on the approval gain. You can view the details of allocation results for all the production networks that have already run allocations and approval, if this is required. And for each allocation run, you can also view the associated master data, such as the network structure or the production network rules, and transactional data, of course, such as measurement, well tests, deferment events, and so on. And with that, I'd like to go to the third innovation, shipped for the utilities industry. And of course, utilities industry is challenged with an increasing complexity, balancing supply and demand, escalating financial impact, or what we here again experience as consumer as shutdowns or severe weather events and their impact. With this release, you are able to display more details and new graphical elements for data environments in the premise overview. The following functions are available. You get a consumption chart to see the consumption data for a selected point of delivery, either graphically or in a table or both. On billing and meter readings, you get an activity chart that helps easily find documents like meter readings, maintenance order, a service request, etc., related to a premise based on a timeline or calendar view. The other nice functionality is about the installation facts, where you get fast navigation to all relevant details about an installation facts directly within the interaction center. And the last functionality I'd like to mention here is the point of delivery, where it's possible to distinguish between measurement and the market location. And this closes our update for the innovations in the industries. And with that, back to you, Lena.
Thank you, Yannick. Last topic on the agenda, cross-components. And one example of cross-components is master data. Master data represents business data that an organization requires about its individuals, the organization itself, and its products. It stays pretty much unchanged over the years, but ultimately it supports the transactional processes. And there's also updates here. Back to you, Christian.
Thanks, Lena. So here I have three slides to cover the cross components, and one remark from my side, and this is a result also of these next two slides, is you as a customer can influence our software development at SAP via the customer influence and adoption program. And here you see, and I selected the area of master data maintenance to show you the improvement directly resulting from this SAP customer connection program. And in this slide, I listed the improvement for central governance. And new features are, for example, I selected only 3. You have the list here on the slide. You have additional export capability in the validation step, and this is important. Validation step, for example, you can download erroneous record, including messages. And this allows you to make an offline correction in spreadsheet format and re-import into a new consolidation process. And for example, you have also a second export functionality to download active record in activation step And next example is you can also report to schedule consolidation runs for active record. And in the next slide, I have the second topic for master data maintenance. And here we have also new features is also coming from this program. And this is also what the customer like to have, and we developed this in this 2022 release. We have, for example, new features in this release about the mass deletion of business partner relationship. This was a big topic for this 2022 release. And we have also, for example, an additional step which removes unchanged data only from product. And this will improve the performance of your system by reducing the data amount in validation and activation step. So moving to the last slide for the cross component. And here I like to talk about the transition parts just as a recap. And in SAP S4HANA, we have only 3 transition parts. We have system conversion, we have the selective data transition, and we have the new implementation. And you see also that for SAP S4HANA Cloud, for the public edition, it's always and very always a new implementation. This means you cannot transfer, for example, your custom code in SAP S4HANA Cloud Public Edition. Now, with this 2022 release, we extend again the migration cockpit. And the SAP S4HANA Migration Cockpit is designed for customers who have just installed an SAP S4HANA system, and you want to move your legacy data from SAP or non-SAP software system. And it's allowed user to migrate their master data and also transactional data to SAP S4HANA. And one remark from my side, the migration cockpit is delivered with SAP S4HANA and is also included in the license for SAP S4HANA. And the second remark is SAP do not recommend to use the migration cockpit as an interface to frequently load data into the system or to mass change existing data in SAP S4HANA. Here we have special mass change feature directly in SAP S4HANA. And new with the SAP S4HANA 2022 release in the migration cockpit is you can now import Excel file into SAP S4HANA via the migration cockpit. So back to Lena.
Thank you very much. Last topic on the agenda overall is crucial because we want you to be able to find more information, and Yannick will guide you through.
Yeah, thank you. We've covered a lot of ground. It's already almost a full hour, but this is just the start. As we say every time when we have those highlight sessions, it's great to meet virtually with all of you guys, but this is just the start of a larger, bigger things, which is a possible project. We have seen only a couple examples of the 800 plus innovations, as we said initially. We'd like to invite you to dig into all the benefits of these new releases for SAP S4HANA Cloud Private Edition and SAP S4HANA for the on-premise market. We have created, as always, many additional assets with, for example, the blogs created by the product success colleague here. You see actually one from Christian that's already available. You see a very nice collection blog from Sven Denneken, the CEO of S4HANA and the head of product success. If you go next, you will see that we've updated, of course, the roadmap explorer, definitely focusing on SAP roadmap. Describes always the recent but upcoming highlights in SAP's portfolio. That is a great way to help you plan ahead, budget ahead, but implement as well your future landscape. So take advantage of this interactive platform to connect between thought leadership and solution capabilities, business values as we presented today, and all the innovations. And of course, it all fits under our umbrella MOVE. If you look at SAP S/4HANA MOVE planning tools for different roles like the project leaders, the business and IT leaders, the IT leaders, you see that we have process discovery, that we have transformation navigator, which is not a new tool, but always as important as it was for the previous release, and SAP S/4HANA readiness check for IT leaders that really helps assess your existing system, with an ERP 6. something, and how is the way to migrate to SAP S/4HANA. It's looking at the technical aspect and the functional aspect as well. It's including sizing and more. And we have as well a link in the presentation to the SAP S/4HANA release information that you see on the next slide. We have, of course, the link for the SAP Community, where you can see topic by topic, LOB by LOB, industry by industries, the latest and greatest content. And in a nutshell, if we go to the next slide, should you ride with SAP? Yes, you should. It offers all of our customers an holistic, on your terms and on your timeline transformation to the intelligent enterprise that we stated in our introductions. You can remove completely with a simplified engagement and guided journey through the business transformations. We offer you a faster time to premier value and the flexibility you need without a high upfront investment. We have added here as the next slide our engagement wheel. So it gives you the ability to connect not with people because it would not scale, but with great content like what you have on the SAP Community, our in-depth sessions, the different webinars, the early release series, and everything else. Of course, it's linked to the documentation, feature scope descriptions, all that is needed. And this closes the formal part of the sessions. Don't know, Lena, if you allow for 2 or 3 minutes of questions before we officially close.
Sure. Let me stop sharing so everyone can see all of us. It got dark here. Oh, we have 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. Hurry up, hurry up. Let me have a look at the chat. I have a question actually that I wanted to address because I'm also a community advocate for SAP S/4HANA for group reporting. That was not part of the presentation. Is there also any news? I know there's too much to present within 60 minutes, but that would have been a question from my side.
Yeah, definitely. So there's update there. We would need 2 or 3 hours to dig into that. So what I suggest as a follow-up is you or the person who with you asked for that, drop us a note, Christian and me, and we'll make sure to connect the dot with the assets that we have actually from our expert on the team on that topic. Yeah. So we can follow up on that.
Of course, Yannick, we have innovation and group reporting, of course, and also the central finance. Also, we made also here a lot of enhancement with this 2022 release.
Perfect.
Actually, blogs are to be delivered on that, but if there's an urgency, we can take it, as said, offline and connect the dot earlier.
Sure, and please, everyone, in the description on YouTube, I added Christian's and Yannick's profiles in the SAP community. Please follow them. You saw the blog post by Christian himself on the release. Yannick is also always posting in the SAP community. So stay tuned on updates from our 2 product engineering experts. And should there be any more questions in the further information part, we will also definitely upload the slide deck to the YouTube description. Within a few hours, the recording is available as well. If you want to reread some content on the slides, I know there's been a lot of content on the slides. You can do so at any time right away. And with that being said, to be mindful of everyone's time, it's 6 p.m. sharp. CET. Thank you, Christian and Yannick, for your time to present to the SAP community. I was very, very happy to have you as our speakers today. And I wish everyone a happy Thursday is it is, and rest of the day or evening or morning, wherever you are located.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for your time.
Bye.